Hey everyone, we hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the Business Mindset. We often hear this term rat race thrown around casually in conversations, right from the time we are in school and are starting to realize that our future depends on us and the things we choose to do now. However, the rat race actually is a much more competitive situation in real life, with very little scopes of leisure and quality time for oneself. In fact, the individuals who have entered this form of lifestyle, that is, the majority of the population, are almost always pushing themselves very hard in order to do better financially, and as a result of which have very less time to spend on things they actually want to do and are always tired and exhausted. But how exactly does this happen? And what can you do to avoid this? These questions are exactly what we shall be dealing with today. So let's get started with the video, that is, the rat race explained. Make sure you're staying to the very end of the video so that you learn about all the facts we have mentioned. What is the rat race basically? Well, as mentioned in an Americanism dating back to 1935 to 1940, a rat race is any exhausting, unremitting and usually competitive activity or routine, especially a pressured urban working life spent trying to get ahead with little time left for leisure or contemplation. As we said in the introduction, almost all individuals fall into this trap right from their school days and continue like this to the very end of life. We've described the process in a few steps. Study hard at school and get good grades. This is very first and most basic step of the rat race. Students are made to learn that staying at school for a specified amount of hours performing predefined tasks is what is important. Obedience to this masters without questioning is also instilled in the minds of the students, and above all, the belief that there can only be rewards by completing with and doing better than peers is promoted in them for life. Go to college and earn a degree. The next inevitable of the rat race is to attend a college or university in order to continue the education and earn a degree that provides skills enough to practice a certain profession. This is what thousands of young people do each and every year, hoping for a better financial future. And here comes a question, is it really worth it? Undoubtedly, employees with a degree earn much more on average basis from those that don't have any. But is that causation or just correlation? Many have argued that college does not contribute much to an individual's success, and that the particular college graduates that made it in college were actually so bright that they would have been successful in life without their formal education. Send out resumes and look for job opportunities. After finishing college, the default option is getting a job. Sending out resumes and looking for job openings begin. The problem, having a job is certainly the least efficient way to make money. Surely there are times that having a job totally makes sense. When you are young and start on your own, you will need the cash flow to cover your expenses. Getting a job is the most immediate way to get some cash. The thing is that most people adopt this as a lifetime strategy for income generation without realizing the risks involved. Land a corporate job and work as an employee. Employees get into a contract where they relinquish a big part of their freedom in return for a petty income. In a company, they are the last wheel. They suffer when things go bad in the business, and sometimes even when things go well, they have limited upside. Their income is capped unless it is performance-based, while their downside is bigger than they imagine, losing their safe income. In short, having a job sucks. But as we said, this is so ingrained in our society that John goes with it without challenging it. Find yourself with more disposable income. When you are young and without many financial obligations, except perhaps a student loan, then a steady monthly paycheck seems invaluable. It provides disposable income, and there is a vast array of options to allocate that. So what do the majority of people do when their income is increased? They increase their expenses so that they match their newly increased income. Instead of saving their monthly surplus, income, expenses, and investing some of that money, they increase their expenses to a level as high as their new income. These people are then left wondering, where did all my money go? Our modern society is structured around consumerism. Consuming is the main driver of growth in modern economies, so governments support it. They collect more tax revenue. Corporations also love it because these are the organizations that directly benefit from it. They collect more revenue. They are the producers. Consumerism engulfs the life completely. Fund your lifestyle with debt, mortgage, and credit cards. Handling the expenses at this point of life becomes really difficult. So the victims of the rat race inevitably get inclined towards purchasing and completely running on credit cards. Today, the world runs on credit. Actually, the amount of credit is much larger than the amount of money in circulation. We say that we buy things on credit, but as soon as a transaction materializes, another word enters the equation and is more appropriate: debt. Want a surefire way to spend the rest of your life on the rat race? Pile up on debt. Debt is not evil on its own, it is just a tool. The problem is that people have never been taught how to use it. Schooling system, anyone? They misuse it and find themselves in a trapping situation. Stay put at your job because you cannot fund your debt without it. Now, as the realization sets in that you've fallen into the trap, it becomes worse. Because now, since the expenses have increased many folds, you cannot even afford to think about quitting the job because otherwise you won't be able to pay for the debts that have been piling up since long. Rinse and repeat until you're at an old age. As the time passes, every individual tends to settle down, get married, and have kids. Now, the ties and familiar bonds increase, and added to the increases the expenses. The kids' college tuition and other such causes contribute to the debt more, and then the frustrating cycle continues till the very old age. Die full of regrets that you did not live a more fulfilling life. Inevitably, death comes and every individual passes away without even fully living their life. In fact, not doing anything in their life but slaving away for a paycheck and wasting all the years full of potential and futile attempts at building a wealthy lifestyle. That is how the rat race is actually a trap. And once someone steps into it, it is indeed very difficult to make it out of it. But do people actually not ever get out of something so vicious consuming? Yes, they surely do. So now the question arises, what can you do to overcome it? Well, here are some ways. 1. The status quo strategy. A reactive marketing strategy characterized by a desire to avoid confrontation with competitors. The company seeks to keep things in the industry the way they were and thus avoids the expensive task on taking on a competitor directly. 2. The portfolio income strategy. The income portfolio strategy is a diversified 100% bond basket that seeks to provide a steady stream of cash income while minimizing potential loss of capital or stock market volatility, thereby indicating that you won't lose a ton of money suddenly. Number 3, the passive income strategy. Having an extra additional income other than your salary always helps in covering the extra expenses. Passive income is a way to do that. Number 4, the passion income strategy. The premise of the passion income strategy is to thwart the rat race altogether by designing a work life you'll never want to escape from. It's basically nothing but gaining money by doing things you love, say selling an artwork you've prepared. Number 5, the windfall strategy. A windfall is large and many times unexpected financial gain, often a result of an inheritance, lawsuit settlement, property sale, salary bonus, or even a winning lottery ticket. They are bound to help your finances. 6. The sabbatical strategy. Whether it be a reward-based perk for employees who stay more than 2 years or an opportunity to help manage burnout among your team members, a sabbatical strategy offers a perfect opportunity to provide your workforce with a platform to recharge, contribute their skill set to social impact causes, and learn a new thing. It could be really refreshing to catch a break. And number 7, the gratitude adjustment strategy. Basically, this changes your perspective and lets you take a moment to pause, unwind, and express gratitude for what you have achieved in life instead of always being caught up in the moment to keep doing better, only to remain stuck to the same position. We hope you liked the video. Click on one of these 2 videos on your screen while you are here. See you there.